Howdy y'all, Fast Force 289, welcome back. And in this video, we're going to be working on my 1968 Ford Fairlane Fastback. And we're going to be changing that spear emblem on the dash, replacing that, putting a brand new one in there, getting rid of that old dingy, dull one that someone's painted silver over the years and get that out of there. So let's jump into it and see what we got. All right, so to remove it, we got to remove this dash pad out of the way to remove this emblem here. So to do that, there's screws underneath this dash. I think there's about 7 or 8 total. There's screws along the bottom here, and then generally they are also up here. I think you have 1, 2 up here generally, but mine are missing, so I don't have to worry about it. And then it clips in at the top, it just pulls out. So we're gonna go through and get the screws at the bottom first, so we can lean it back. Now that you got all the screws removed, it's as simple as pulling this back. And I actually might have to, I think it's easier to pull the bottom loose first. Yeah, like that. And I got my tack in here, so I got to unplug that wiring harness I got in here. All right, there's a ground wire right here. I don't know if it's the same on all Fairlanes or Torinos, but I'm going to cut mine in the middle and put me a plug. That way I can just unplug mine easily in the future instead of having to unscrew it every time. So I'm going to find about the center and cut mine. There we go. And now we can remove the dash out of the car. All right, so this is, now we got the dash out, this is what we're gonna be replacing. This is that old one. I got the new one from Dennis Carpenter. There's a part number if you need it. They only sell the 69 version, not the 68 for these, but it don't matter, the 69 in my opinion looks better. So this is the brand new one. Got the Argent silver like it's supposed to, the chrome, red, white, and blue. And the 68 version was chrome in the center with black background with red, white, and blue. So the only difference is the silver or black. So if you wanted a 68, you could just tape it off and paint it black if you want yours like the 68, but I'm gonna keep mine like this. And we'll have that look after it's installed. It's got these tabs that go through the holes, and they give you these new clips in the package, and they just slide over and they push down over these to hold them in place. So now we gotta flip the dash over so we can get to the back. You can see right here, this is those pins and those same clips. 5 of mine are broke off. So it's a good thing we're changing this. To get these off, you might have to break the tabs off on your old one, but sometimes you can get something underneath the clip here and try to pry it up. Maybe a screwdriver or something, a pair of needle nose pliers. I'm probably just gonna break mine off to make it easier because I'm not saving this. So. Once you got all the clips removed, you can remove the emblem. Just like so. You know, it's like somebody tried to glue this one in because the tabs were broke, so yep, don't need that anymore. Some remnants of where somebody has re-dyed this dash green in the past, and I dyed it black at some point when I first bought the car, so yeah. I'm gonna test fit this one to see if this is gonna cover up all that green, so I ain't gotta worry about re-dyeing it. All right, so since the emblem don't fit quite right, I'm gonna clean these holes out. I'm gonna use a 3/16 drill bit and just go through and run through each one of these holes to clear them out of any debris, open them up, and then it should fit properly. So you can see here how it seems like because the vinyl has shrunk, the hole in the metal dash is not exactly aligned with the vinyl anymore. That's why I went to the back on that one, but that's okay. If we have to, we can oblong these holes out to make it work. So. Just so then it'll fit, because that'll be covered up. Now we can trial fit our new emblem. Yeah, it fits right down in there. Pretty good fit. It might not be an exact fit. You can see how this corner is up just a touch because this vinyl has shrunk over time, so it may not sit exactly like it's supposed to, but it's close enough that it looks good. A lot better than what was in here. So this is green, even though you won't see it, the emblem does cover it up pretty good, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a nice little coat of black just to help it. Clean this with isopropyl alcohol, and I'm going to use some black paint and a brush to just touch this up. As you see here, we got this all painted up. Just touch it with a brush really quick, just to touch it up, make it match, so then you can't see any green around the edges. Now we're waiting on that to dry. I can flip this over. And I'm gonna go ahead and attach my terminal to this wire here that I cut to make it easier to plug in for my ground wire instead of having to unscrew this every time. So I'm gonna use a bullet terminal, and I'll put the other end in the car before I put the dash in. And that's good to go. Now we'll get ready to install our emblem in a few minutes. All right, so now we got this, like I said, painted. It's still lightly tacky, but it'll be okay. If anything, it'll act as a glue to hold the emblem in after I install it. So it's dry enough, we're gonna get this put in. And be careful not to break your tabs off. It'll fit in there just like that. Make sure it's in all the way. This vinyl being kind of shrunk, you have to make sure you push it in there good. Now from the back side, we take our new clips that we got here in the package. And get ready to put them on. Now when you're installing this, make sure, I always like to, when I'm installing trim like this, put your thumb over wherever the stem is or close by and hold it, push it while you're pushing those clips on. Those clips, they go on one way. You see how the tangs are sticking up like that, and the clip has kind of a curvature to it. The tangs go facing out, and then this is obviously going toward the surface that it's mounting. So. And they just push on, and then make sure I get a good tight fit. I take one of those pliers and push them on, and then that's all there is to it. We'll repeat the same process all the way down. Go to the next one. Give it a good push. And it has kind of a foam in it, so that's good. It'll kind of act as a spring almost to kind of help tension on it. going to go through and repeat the same process, finish these up, and then we will come back after I get this all installed. All right, so now we got them all installed. You can see they're pushed down all the way. Now we put the dash back over and take a look at how it turned out. Now, as I was pushing them in, this is a plastic piece, so you don't want to overkill how hard you're pushing down on this, but just give it a good firm push as you're pushing those clips on from the backside, so then it's got something solid to push against. And now that's in there, and just wipe it down. That's the finished product. Turned out really nice. Before and after. Big difference. Now I'm gonna get it put back in the car. All right, so one last thing to do is hook this, put that bullet terminal on this wire in the dash, and we can be good to go. There we go. All right, so the dash is installed. It looks good. Now we just gotta go through and put our screws back in, and we're good to go. Oh, in case I don't think I mentioned it, I put a rag up here on my steering column with some tape to hold it in place, so I don't scratch it when I'm pulling this dash pad out because this metal band and all here. So, alrighty, guys, and that is it. We are done. It's a nice look. Got the dash back in, and that's what it looks like with it installed. Turned out really, really nice. I'm pleased with that. Alrighty, guys, well, that's it. We're done. That thing turned out great. It looks beautiful. I'm very happy with it. Very pleased with how it turned out. And like I said, me personally, I like the 69 versions better. There's a lot of things about 69 I like better. Like the bodies are the same, 68 and 9. I like both cars, but the trim I seem to favor more in favor of 69 trim. So that's why I put a lot of 69 stuff on here, like the tail panel trim, the dash piece. Now that's because that's the only thing you can buy, but also I like it better. But like I said, you can paint yours, the silver part black if you want to make it look like an authentic, genuine, original 68 version. So, but yeah, that's it. So if y'all like the video, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. I'd appreciate that as well. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, leave them in the drop box down below, and I'll get back to you as always. And I thank each and every one of y'all for watching each and every day. I appreciate it. Can't tell you what it means to me. And I will see y'all in the next one, so take care. And I will see y'all in the next one, so take care.